Tantor with a recap of Georgia Tech getting their ass whipped by Pittsburgh 42-28, and it wasn't that close. Georgia Tech added on 14 points in the fourth quarter with some help with some of the dumbest coaching I've ever seen outside of Mario Cristobal. I thought I had a better opinion of Narduzzi before this game. He's really bad. He's stupid. Fake punt with 4 minutes left in the game, up by 14, and you run a fake punt on a 4th and 8 in your own territory. Who does that? No one, except for him. And it didn't work, and we got a touchdown out of it, which made the game a little bit closer. But, yeah, that's just dumb coaching. So it was like Georgia Tech did something stupid coaching. Pittsburgh says, hold my beer, I can do something even dumber. It was just a horrible game. I hated sitting through it. It was 4 hours of my life wasted. It's just bad. Just bad coaching, bad play, bad football. So, anyway, we'll go with how to screw up a season in 3 straight games. Our defense just kept on getting worse and worse and worse. Losing to NC State, then Boston College, now Pittsburgh. We had a chance of going to the playoffs, although we didn't really deserve it. I think we are a product of a very weak ACC schedule. I looked at the schedule this year, and I thought we should have went 10-2. We're not going 10-2. We will not win next week at UGA, so that's not going to happen. Not with this defense. So we'll go with what I like and what I didn't like. What I like, player of the game, Georgia Tech's punter. He had a heck of a game. We got pinned back a couple of times, and he was hitting 50-yard bombs that were not returned. So when you can net 50, that's a heck of a punt. And the Georgia Tech punter, he's by far the player of the game for Georgia Tech, okay? Haynes King did not have a good game. Those 2 picks were killer. One of them was a pick 6. So we can't pat Haynes King on the back and say, hey, man, we were trying to ride you. No, he did not have a good game. He was kind of clueless. Missing guys. I saw some great catches from some wide receivers that were snagging balls high, low, behind. Not a good game from our quarterback. Wide receivers, like Canyon was excellent. We're going to have to shell some money out to keep him next season. Malik Rutherford had another good game, but that's it. The punter and those guys and the rest of the game was junk. What I didn't like, everything else. Missed tackles. Normally when I do this, I don't do them directly after the game. This is directly after the game. So I just, quite frankly, didn't want to watch this, record it, go back, watch, do my own stats, break it down. I'm not doing that with this game. This game was total, complete crap. All right? I don't need to break down this defense and to see what went wrong. Everything was wrong. It's players not being put in position to make plays. Okay? Bottom line. Pittsburgh only got 400 and some yards total offense against us. That's actually great for most teams. 400 plus yards for an offense is considered a great game. We've been giving up 600 yards of total offense against NC State, 550 against Boston College, who don't even know how to play offense. This was horrible. It would have been a whole lot worse. We just started selling out blitzing the second half, which is the only way we get pressure on anyone. We had 6 sacks, and that's by far the most we had in any game. But we didn't have consistent pressure. We couldn't get pressure with 4 down linemen, okay? We had to send backers and DBs, and we had to send 6 to get pressure. And they got home a few times. But they had to get home, quite frankly, every time to make any difference, because when we didn't blitz, it wasn't good. We gave up 200-plus yards on rushing, and I think that was their second string running back that just ran all over us for 200-plus yards and a touchdown that sealed it at the end. We didn't even touch him. missed tackles, just horrible play. And it comes down to our defense has gotten worse. Every week when I watch the defense play, it gets worse and worse. It digresses. It's just digressing. I've never seen, usually teams get better as the season goes along. Our defense is getting worse. And we don't set the edge. We don't know how to set the edge. Our defensive ends don't know how to set the edge. Our linebackers don't know how to set the edge when they pop out, and it's their responsibility to be edge defenders. They don't know how. They come across the line of scrimmage and take the inside shoulder of an offensive tackle. It's like, what the hell are you doing? That coach 12-year-olds to take the outside shoulder to set the edge, not the inside shoulder. Horrible. So execution, horrible. Coaching, horrible. And then the actual play of the players themselves, horrible. How many missed tackles do we have? None of it's any good. None of it's acceptable. And it's not like we don't have athletes on defense. We have athletes on defense, just as good as the other team's athletes. We just don't coach them to play correctly, don't call the right plays, and they don't execute the play, and they don't play well. So the defense is a complete disaster. What I would do is, after the Georgia game, our season's basically over, fire the entire defensive coaching staff. All right. Our cornerback coach, who's coaching these players when we're in man defense, 3rd and 8, and they're 12 yards off the wide receiver? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Linebacker coach, you watch our linebackers in our zone defense. They don't get any depth. They line up at 5 yards off the ball. They stay at 5 yards off the ball. Again, that's not how you coach linebackers to play zone. It's just dumb. They kept on completing any pass they wanted against us. And the defensive linemen, we don't know how to contain outside. We don't defend the run well, and we don't defend the pass. We're running this 2-gap system. It's just bad. It's bad all the way around. So fire the defensive coaches. There's a solution. Auburn has fired their coach. Auburn's defense is pretty good. Go hire the Auburn defensive coaches. Hire the entire Auburn defensive staff. They can also recruit too, because they bring in good athletes to Auburn. Bring those defensive coaches in, replace ours, and I guarantee you our defense would improve overnight. There's your answer. All right. I will naturally watch the Georgia game and do a recap of the Georgia game. But quite frankly, with this defense, only hope we have is if Haynes King plays out of his mind and we score a touchdown every time we touch the ball. Maybe we can beat them 80-77. There you go. That's our only hope. We'll catch you after the Georgia game. Tantor out.